G'day, g'day. Today I wanted to talk about some ONGEKI. I noticed there wasn't very many English videos on YouTube about it. There's really only like 2 or 3. Let's have a quick look at some of those.
That keeps track of, whether you've got all the bells or not. Those, I think they cash in towards unlocks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think that some of those videos have a bit of misinformation or just like don't really understand the game, especially the card part. Of course, everyone knows you can play the game without the cards. The whole battle system is a gacha mess at this point, but I like the cards. I think they look quite nice. There's a lot of artwork from many different artists. The mainline ones don't seem to tell you who's drawn them, so if anyone knows, let me know, that'd be good. But there's not much information on it in English. You have to go digging through Discord and Google Docs, people's translations, and just like asking people what how the game works. And there's a whole bunch of little things that I think people don't know about the game, because it's like hidden behind Japanese forums or like Japanese wikis, and I probably don't know all of it, so feel free to correct me in the comments below. I don't usually do YouTube videos, but I just thought it'd be a good change of pace as well for me. But yeah, so I think we could get started on just like the basics of the cards and work the way up from there. Every character that comes from the Kanedizaka, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, the school that they go to for ONGEKI. There's 17 characters. They have 3 different types. Leaf, fire, and aqua are the 3. But they're basically just like green, red, and blue. It's a scissors, paper, rock type scenario. There's nothing too complicated about that. Each character's end card is the most common, because all you need to do to unlock them is to see the character once in the story, in the original game. And now to unlock the 17 cards, when you start a new account, all you need to do is open the chapter that the character was revealed in. There's a chapter for each game, up to Bright. You'll see the 5 in the game when you start the account. Just open each chapter event and then close back out of it and go into all 5, and then the new account should have all 17 characters. You'll get all 17 end cards. As of refresh, when you start a new account, you do get 3 level 50 cards. You don't have to start at 1 like in the original game. You get an Akari end card, a Yuzu end card, and an AoE end card, which I don't think I have one of her here right now. Oh yes, I do. There she is. These 3 characters, the main 3 of the game. The straight man, I suppose, if we're the straight man character trope. We got the airhead trope, and the just like the generic character that loves ONGEKI trope. The 3 here. Of course, they're the main 3 characters of the game. These cards also have different skills that are activated when they're in play, which is basically just when you use the card in the game. We've got the main type of the card is an attack card that does 17 damage currently. The damage increases as the card levels up. Now, cards can't level past a maximum level depending on 2 things. The card needs to be printed. Let me get this out of this. The card needs to be printed. Now, a rough translation of that is like to bloom the card, to get this little flower, and that will get the maximum level of the card from 10, which is basically useless, to 50, it pluses it by 40. That's their advertisement. Plus, each one of these stars is a duplicate card. So if you roll the gacha in the card maker or earn an additional duplicate card of the same type, you get an extra star on the card, up to 5. Each star lets you level up the card by an additional 5 until you reach 5 here and printed it. So every card in the game has a maximum, when you've done all of that, to get it to 70. Once you've got it to 70, you can print the card again. It becomes a super bloom. Now, the reason you do that is because once it's up to level 70, the maximum damage it can do is limited by its technical skill down here, which is 17 right now. When the card's printed twice to super bloom it, you'll see the, like, is there a super bloom? We got a super bloom here somewhere. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Once the card's super bloomed, you get this extra flower symbol here, and what that does is it takes the skill level on the card and there's a super bloom skill, which is usually the same skill but maybe like 1 to 2% higher damage total, and at that point the card is like done. You've maximum leveled up that card. That's as strong as it gets. All of the card collecting, level ups, that's all tied to your account. So these QR codes that are on the bottom of the card, if you slot that card into the arcade machine, which we can show.
Woo!
Woohoo! The card will actually read your account's card level. So the card levels don't get saved onto these cards. These QR codes are generic. This QR code basically says that it's this card ID, and the rest of it, the levels and if you own the card or not, that's all tied to your account on Sega's AllNet. So along with the cards having 3 different color types, which is the paper, scissors, rock type mechanic, they also come in a variety of types down here. I previously talked about the attack type that's on the bottom here. There's also a boost type, and depending on how that card boosts, it'll either boost like the same character, so maybe it'll boost other Akane cards, this character here. It might explain that you need like 3 from the same team, because a lot of these characters come from a group of 3 or 2. Or it'll just boost like other fire type cards as well. So generally the meta, ignoring the super high powerful cards, is to have at least like 1 boost card and 2 attack cards, or maybe 2 boost cards and 1 attack card, to get maximum damage on a boss. I won't go. I'll try and go a little bit into the information on attacking a boss, but basically the battle or the song is split up into 2 halves. The first half is where you're battling the other Nekos. I believe they're just the little robot Nekos, and they're the characters that hang out in front of the character you're battling. And then in the other half of the battle is when the Nekos fly away, and then you're attacking the actual character directly. That's the second half of battle. So a lot of these cards are going to say, during the second half of battle, damage is increased, or during the first half of battle, damage is increased. And depending on how much damage you do in the first or second half is either, I think in the first half you'll get extra money multipliers, and in the second half you're going to get jewel multipliers. So a lot of the time you're probably focusing on trying to do as much damage in the second half, because the more damage you do, for every 100% over damage, you'll get an extra jewel multiplier that's shown on the top right, which we will show. Woohoo. So there is a rarer type of attack card called a risk card, or I think it's a risk or a danger card, which is indicated by the little skull there. So these cards aren't really in the meta anymore, because these cards at the time were like, oh, they do a bit more damage, but also if you get hurt, a lot of the time it'll be 1.5 damage. So you take damage by running into a bullet in the game, this will be 1.5 times the damage. And there's really no point in using these cards anymore, because you can get higher damage cards without the danger. There's really no point. These boost cards can also sometimes have slashing damage, which means when the song ends, whatever's here, like plus 70 or something, you'll get plus 70 extra damage to that boss at the end of the song, which a lot of the time can turn a draw into a win. So if you haven't got enough cards on you in your account that will knock some characters over into being damaged and winning the song, slash cards can really help you out there. The other type of card, which is less common, by the way, there's not very many of these cards, so by the time you end up with like 3 of each color, there's not many more left to collect. I don't know exactly how many there are, but there has to be less than 10 per type of card here. The guard card will let you take more hits from bullets, and every time you get hit by a bullet, you actually lose 10 technical points. So although these cards will let you get through like a bullet hell song, like a lunatic bullet hell one, you just don't want to get hit by bullets, because that 10 points or 20 points might cost you getting a full technical score. This is one of the stronger cards that I've found. It's plus 50 defense to an aqua card. A lot of these defense cards will only work if you're playing it when it's strong. So this card is strong against an aqua type. If this card is played against any other type, it won't work. Another type of card that I think is probably good for beginners that just want to like gain damage, I suppose, but it's not going to increase your technical score at all, is these assist cards. So this assist card will actually let you still give damage when a WAD note goes past, like the notes on the side of the cabinet. If you miss it, it'll still like throw damage at the character you're fighting, but it won't increase your technical score. So yeah, a lot of these assist cards are good for increasing damage and just like helping new players give more damage than, you know, if they didn't hit the buttons. But generally these assist cards are not great ones to use once you know how to play. So we've talked about N cards, but we can also talk about the other types of rarity of these cards shown by up here. This is the R card, which is actually more like a common card, even though they call it the R, or I assume the rare. These are the most common cards. They also do the least amount of damage. Then there's an SR card, or the super rare card, which will usually do a fair bit more damage. They also have a fully illustrated background a lot of the time. The R card just has this generic ONGEKI design, whereas the SR card usually has a full picture. Anything above an SR, I think, look quite nice. Sometimes, a lot of the time actually, the SR cards can actually look a lot nicer than the SSR when printed holographic. This is an SSR card, or the super rare card. Now, when the SSR cards get printed, aside from like Herbarium Fairies, Daydream Angels, and Daydream Fairy cards, they'll get this bloom flower look around the outside of the card here. Now, some of the cards look quite nice with it on top. Other times the flower holographic can actually get in the way from a lot of the art, especially if there's something in the corner here. The stars and crap can get in the way of the picture, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna earn multiple versions of this SR card and not print it holographic? That's crazy. It's only like an extra 100 yen, so alright, well, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna try and make these videos a bit more interesting, I think. I'm not great at talking. I imagined that I would have been like, I was gonna put on more like Aussie accent and be like, yeah, time to get this bloody card. Gonna go to the card maker and print it out. But I ended up being quite dry with it. But yeah, hope you enjoy. I'm gonna have to put this together now and see how it goes. So see you later.